Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and we are at the California Republican Party Convention in the Bay Area. Senator Mike Morrell has just arrived, and he is here to speak with us. We're always glad to see Mr. Morrell, who, as long as I've known you, has been an advocate for veterans. 1.9 million veterans in the state of California. And you've had a few bills that are moving. You had 7 signed by the governor last year. You got a couple moving on vets this year. Let's talk about them. They're not groundbreaking, but they matter. They matter to people.
You know, it is hard being a Republican in a state controlled by Democrats. And so realistically, I'm trying to hit singles and doubles, and eventually you get enough men on base, you're going to drive runs home to try to reduce government, but also our veterans. You know, we want to honor them. And so, we've gotten a couple of really good bills through that help them.
And let's talk about that. And again, it's the little things, but it counts. I want to talk about obtaining an occupational license. You can come back from Iraq, Afghanistan, you want to get your life going again.
It's not me.
And the question becomes, how do you get your life going when all of a sudden you have all these fees that you have to pay just to get a license to be whatever it may be?
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, it's very difficult, especially in this state with a lot of regulations and a lot of fees and licenses and that sort of thing. So what we want to do is waive that fee, the initial fee. Now, once they get the initial fee and they get to work, and then every year they'll have to renew their license, then they're going to pay that. But we want to be able to jumpstart them, kick them off, and helping them get started. And you know, we did some of our own math. It's going to cost the state about $1.2 million, but in renewal of license over 5 years, they'll get $200,000 of that back, $220,000, but in taxes, and we did an average. We looked at all the different type of licenses that veterans get, and so we averaged though. So that should bring in $5 million now.
So it's a net plus.
In state taxes, you see, and we tried to do it as right at that average as we could. So it was a net gain to the state by about $3.8 million.
It's narrowly tailored. Like you said, it's a one-time waiver for the first time. It's for people, not for businesses. And it's a bill that's had success in other states. I understand Wisconsin, Florida, Texas, Ohio's looking at it.
And California hopefully
right now. Well, apparently it may happen in California because I understand, sir, that you got this bill passed out of committee, B&P, Business and Professions, unanimously.
Which was great, you know.
That's huge.
It's hard to go against a vet these days because, you know, they've done so much for our country, and I think citizens are recognizing that. And I think our legislature, both sides of the aisle, have come to recognize that we need to help those who
served us.
That served us.
And let's also talk about free time, recreation time, which I think is so critical, especially for a vet who has spent 2, 3, 5, 10 years in such intense situations. And let's face it, even I, a city guy, have enjoyed my days fishing. I mean, it's the little things in life. And so you are looking at allowing vets to have licenses for fishing that are decreased. Explain what the law is and what you hope to turn it into.
Well, we just want to give them a break on fishing and hunting licenses. And there's another strategy. You know, since the state has doubled in population over the last 40 years, we have half the amount of fishers.
Really?
Believe it. Yes, I think maybe because of an environmental state, maybe they made it tough. So we want to encourage more to do that because, you know, again, we want to honor and make things easy on those who served us, our veterans, but also, you know, that'll probably bring tax revenue in to our state. I know whenever I've gone fishing, you know, I'll buy my gear and you know, the gasoline up, the hotel to stay. It probably cost me $700 per fish. No, I'm joking. But by the time you pay for the hotel, you pay for gas, you pay for food, you pay for everything that I lose during, you know, and all the problems and, you know, having a few drinks with
Right.
the friends and stuff
It's
like
allowed.
that. It's pretty expensive. But it does bring money into the economy
Right.
when you get people actively involved. But more than anything, it's just to honor those guys.
So right now, the current law is disabled or recovering vets may
Yeah.
get a 50% discount,
Yeah.
but you are looking to provide a license for sporting and hunting at a flat fee of $5, a 50% discount for report and hunting tags,
Yeah.
and then for disabled and recovering vets, no charge.
Yeah.
And guess what? Your bill on fishing and hunting made it out of its first committee unanimously.
It did.
How'd you do that?
Just a lot of luck and prayer.
Clearly, and it made it out of the Natural Resources Committee. It's moving in the Senate. And I know that every year you hold an event to honor vets.
Yes.
And you recently held your 3rd annual Patriots of the Past,
Home run.
Present, and
It was a
Future.
home run.
And I'd like to talk about a couple of folks that you highlighted. I
Yeah.
want to start with,
By the way, we sold
Please.
out just like
Not
that.
surprised.
It's getting big.
Yeah.
And the people we have running it,
Right.
Vets Committee.
can we talk about Joshua Ashley?
Yeah.
Joshua Ashley served our country from Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah.
I believe it's your hometown?
It is my hometown.
And Joshua sadly is no longer with us.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, no, I take
Joshua
Ashley.
Yeah, Joshua Ashley of Rancho Cucamonga, he lost his life.
Yes. Yes.
And his mother Tammy was present.
Yeah.
And he was the individual
Yeah.
who...
We had 2 Joshuas.
Right.
Sorry. Oh
Yes.
gosh, that was heartbreaking. He
Yeah.
lost his life, and I believe it was from, what is it, an IUD?
Exactly,
They call
yes.
them. But what was not a dry eye in a place. He had a
Right.
German Shepherd dog, and so the dog survived. Mom's taken that dog, and she lives, that's the only link left to her son. So we honored her for carrying on her son's work, you see, for training these
And
dogs.
she brought the dog.
Oh my goodness. And so I'm up on stage handing her an award, and I'm looking at the audience, and there's not a dry eye, because this mom, you could just tell, that's the link to her son, and she wants to carry on his memory.
Right.
So that was an incredible.
Yeah, we thank you for
Yeah.
honoring
Yeah.
Joshua Ashley. We also saw another vet be honored. He's still with us,
Yeah.
thank God. Justin, is it Crabby or Crab? Is that how you
Crab.
say it?
Crab
Yeah,
is how it
Crab. He is from Ukaipa,
Yeah.
a veteran from the Afghanistan
Yeah.
War. Tell us
Lost
about Justin.
both
Oh, right,
of,
yes.
Both of his legs from the knees down. So he wears those artificial legs
Sure.
with the springs.
Oh, right, I've seen the runners will often use
Runners
those.
a lot. But what's amazing about him? He has such a positive attitude. I think he blessed the audience, because it's just great. He got married. He met a young, beautiful woman after he got back, who
Wonderful.
accepted him for who he was.
Right.
And they couldn't have kids, but yet somehow they were, God blessed them with a child.
Oh,
had a young
they
baby.
became pregnant. Fantastic.
They became pregnant.
And the child's here?
They brought the child to the
Fantastic.
Patriots event, and his father, or the grandfather,
Got it.
was holding that baby, would not let that baby go. And I talked to his father,
Right.
and I said, your boy has more joy than you. I feel like you have taken his pain on. And he said, says, I have, because he's my son, but now I've got a
What a
grandson.
blessing.
Oh my!
What a gift.
And that was another thing. Oh, and then so Southwest Airlines, this is a plug for them. They donated, a free trip, and a police. I think the chief of police. I shouldn't say which city.
It's okay.
One of our cities won that, and then he gave that trip to our veteran. And so the whole thing.
It's all like I'm verklempt, everything's falling.
The whole thing, the whole night was just spectacular. And then we had the men's choir from the Baptist, Cal Baptist.
I'd love to meet Justin if possible.
You know what? I'll
make it happen. His name is Mike Morrell, member of the California State Senate. I'm Brad Pomerance at the California Republican Convention, Charter Local Edition.